Okay, folks, good evening. Thursday. Actually, I was getting ready to type in something. I thought it was actually Wednesday evening, but it's actually Thursday evening. Hallelujah. That's good news indeed. One more day to freedom. We're going to pick up where we left off on about the Huns. Mr. Joe, there you are. My Hun brother. Let's go raping and pillaging together. The armies, anyways. We're just rolling dice. We're not doing anything wrong. Maybe I'll feel guilty and roll D4. Oh, man. This guy's almost done. I've been painting in the mornings, too. So I checked my email, and I ordered the Forged in Battle figures on... when were we at the battleship? Tuesday? So on Wednesday, I ordered the figures, and they shipped them out, I think Monday or Tuesday of this week. So I should have them next week. Should. Unless they run into problems in customs. Because the issue I'm going to have is I don't want to base any of these figures until I have some of the other ones. Because what I envision is have a gladiator figure with a Forged in Battle figure. One of each on the stand. So if I only have these guys, yeah, I can paint all of them, but I can't put them together on a stand. And I really want to see what they look like together. Really want to see what the groundwork looks like. But these are some swell figures. They've got some nice castings on them, and I don't know if the Forged in Battle figures are going to be any better. They are going to have the poses, so that's a whole reason right there to do it. But anyhow, we'll see if anybody shows up today or they've had enough of me. You apparently are a sadist and haven't had enough of me, but you got nothing else to do. Hey, why don't you do this honeydew list? No, I gotta watch Tony. Oh, man. Let's go, let me go to that suggestion that Kevin gave me yesterday, and I believe he called that a tanga. A tamga was their, kind of their little logo thing. I think it was tamga. Yep. Tamga is an abstract seal or stamp used by Eurasian nomads and by cultures influenced by them. The tamga was normally the emblem of a particular tribe, clan, or family. They were common among the Eurasian nomads throughout classical antiquity and the Middle Ages. That's according to the word of Wikipedia. And there's some examples here. Okay, well, we'll take a look at that. We're going to, for the time being, we're just going to use one of them from the other, those reenactors on it. And we can go back and, because we're going to have plenty of guys that have these little shields and stuff, so. Painting some myself. Oh, I guess I need to put that picture up, don't I? I think it's this one. There it is. We'll do like the little. Oh, you know what? Let's go over here, and let's go to Pinterest land. Oh no, it wasn't on Pinterest. I put a, here it is. It's a Hunnix stock photos. That one's like a little man. All right, we'll do that one. That one's pretty cool. We'll do that one, so I don't have to keep switching pages. Let me just draw it out here. It is like a circle, straight down, right? That's all it is. Okay, that's what we're going to draw on it. And this one's kind of a dark, so we're going to do a lighter color on this one. All right. Ben Waddy, welcome back. Great to have you here. Now that you've finally straightened me out and I don't have the videos backwards. Now that was a function of going through one of the TV. When I do my normal filmings, I never have a backwards picture. But that was just, there was another camera app I was using and for whatever reason it always turned it backwards. Kind of annoying actually. So let's try using this color, and we're actually going to do it in black. We're actually going to do the writing in black. We're going to use skeleton bone and do the writing in black. Skeleton bone. I guess I probably need to make that little picture a little smaller because it's consuming all the space here. There we go. Yeah, I'm pretty tired. I don't know how long I'm going to make it, but it's the thought that counts. I need to get in here and get some painting done. So I can get this fellow done as well. Keep this up, I'll be done with this army in no time. Well, there's still plenty to do. There's plenty to do. Unfortunately, we need to leave the Heffalump for last. I've only done the cool elements first in one army, because I needed to definitely get some motivation to get that up off the ground. And that was my Armenians. I didn't know what I was going to do with a light horse. That's good for starters there. Now let's get our black paint here and paint that emblem. Yeah, I'm really very tired actually. Okay, so we need to do a circle. Before we do that, let's go ahead and drop this line in here where it needs to go. And okay. Just a real simple design for simple folks. So yeah, the walk around videos at Historicon have really taken off on numbers of views. That's pretty cool. I guess there was lots of people that couldn't make it that enjoyed watching that, and of course with their friends across the pond, of course, that's another thing. Mr. Hamilton, welcome. They've been real popular. That's good. We're going to do those type of things at our show in Florida as well. So, if people enjoy watching them, and we enjoy doing them, I don't mind putting them on there. I just don't really have no interest in doing stuff that we're not interested in. You know, if somebody says, hey, you know what, why don't you go to like a dog show or something like that and film that? Yeah, I'm not interested in that. Maybe that was a bad example, but as long as it's something we're interested in as well, you know, and I think Mitch really enjoyed doing them as well, so. You just got to understand that they're going to come with our unique humor. Maybe our humor is not so unique, but we're definitely old school, and I got a disclaimer on there. The stuff we do is not PC. We just razz on everything, you know. There's only like a couple of subjects we don't touch on, but it's all good fun. In this time where everybody gets offended by little things, I'm like, you know, screw it. Let's have fun, you know. My boss likes to say, or used to say a lot, people need to get some thicker skin, you know? And how do you deal with sarcasm? With more sarcasm. So, there's a guy that came up on my feed. I'm not subscribed to him, but he did kind of his impressions of Historicon, and it's on their website as well. I don't remember what his name is, and didn't seem like he was much of a historical gamer, which is fine, you know. There's a fair amount of fantasy stuff at Historicon. A lot of it I thought actually was pretty freaking cool, especially that video of the that was based on like the gods of America. That was pretty freaking cool, where they has the Aztecs and the Mayans, and that's pretty neat. It's just in a scale I'm not interested. It's more the scale than anything else. If they did that in 15s, I could see that, you know, getting, you know, the humor in your Historicon videos is a big plus. Well, you know, I don't pretend to be something I'm not. If you meet me, you're seeing everything that we are. And we razz about everything, and But anyway, so this guy did this video, and he's. I don't know if he's much of a historical video, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. He's maybe a little bit more tender than I am. If I see something I don't like, I go the other way, or I make fun of it, not get offended by it. And this guy brought up some good points. There's some stuff that I don't agree with. That there's a difference between you shouldn't sell something and you shouldn't wear something. And I've mentioned this before. I have no problem with if you're playing Flames of War, and I've seen this before. A long time ago, actually. I saw it probably 10 years ago. Somebody was playing Flames of War, and they were running 1st SS Panzer Division, and they had a 1st SS Panzer Division shirt. It doesn't offend me because the odds of them really promoting what that unit was about is really unlikely. I've been in wargaming my whole life, for the most part, and I've never encountered people who want to ship people off to camps. Okay, now with that said, what do you feel like if you encounter somebody whose father or grandfather or them? This is less likely each day because as that generation's gotten older. But what do you say to some veteran that was that had his buddies murdered by an SS division? So I don't want to wear the shirt in public. I don't have a problem with other people wear it. It's. I just don't want to be the guy who has to answer that. So I don't think it should be banned. But if you're going to ban that, you could take the flip side of it. And I do a fair amount of stuff on Facebook, and you can't put anything that has to do with the guy with the mustache on Facebook, and for good reason. But you can put everything about the other guy, the other side of the Eastern Front on Facebook. You can do Stalin things all day long, and I disagree with that. I think you should ban them both. They both fall in the same category as far as I'm concerned. I'm fine with swastikas being banned, but ban hammer and sickles too. So I don't really get offended by things, but I just want to be consistent, and you could be all upset about certain symbols, and then you have other symbols on your page that may offend other people as well. Like, I have a problem with a raised fist. I don't like anything with a raised fist, and I have no problem with Black Lives Matter, and I get it. Their lives do matter, okay? But don't use the fist symbology, because that's automatically turns into, my family came from a regime that, escaped from that. And they basically, and it wasn't like the Holocaust, okay? Nothing's like the Holocaust. There have been other Holocausts. You can't compare them, but I don't have anything to say about communist anythings. So just be consistent, And the same thing, people can wear that stuff if they want. I just, I'll judge people in a minute. I've got no problem with saying, like, no, I don't want to be around that commie bastard, But anyhow, would Tony wear a toga? No. The Romans were really awesome dressers on the battlefield, but when they were in leisure wear, not so much, You have arrived, the party can officially start. That thing is, Stalin was far worse than Hitler. To hell with both of them. To hell with both of them. I forget who's worse than the other one. To hell with both of them. So, theme shirts while hosting playing specific armies is about context and is appropriate. Yeah, I don't have a problem with people wearing it because I get it. I'm not going to wear a, Mitch has a Africa Corps t-shirt, right? But his Africa Corps, instead of having this, it's a palm tree with a swastika here at the bottom. He didn't design it. That's just what they had. It has an iron cross in it. So, okay, cool. I have no problem painting Messerschmitts with Nazi symbology on the tail. I'm not taking them to a frickin' party rally, Not that they have those. I guess they have them. I don't know. But I have pretty thick skin. And I've encountered people my whole life. I've never encountered somebody who's wants to ship people over or wants the white people to take over and exterminate everybody else. So, are there people out there? Sure, but anyhow. But I thought the guy has pretty funny stuff, you know. But I saw that video this morning and I was like, okay, well. Oh well. How do I feel portraying an SS unit in miniatures, Tony? I have no problem with it. I've never painted one because I probably would have been turned off by doing the camouflage way back, but I've never painted it. I don't have a problem playing SS. I have no problem playing anything. I'm in a game, I know a few people who won't play SS units in World War II. Fair enough, and I think they have a good reason to do it. I don't have a problem. I'll play anybody. Funny story: a Historicon theme one year was pirates. More thefts were recorded at that convention. I don't know. Is that a world thing or just an American thing that Americans seem to be obsessed with pirates? I'm not. I don't see there's no honor in pirates. I don't know. It just never interested me. Just never interested me. I'd rather play the pirate hunters. I'd rather play the guys that stole the gold from the natives first and not second. You know our channel. We laugh about everything, and we would never do any of that shit. Obviously. You don't have an issue playing them. Never do World War II reenactment as an SS soldier. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't want to do reenactment as a German soldier, period. What if you encounter a veteran? He's going to think you're up to something else, Nah. It could send the wrong message to a lot of people, But I have no problem painting SS stuff. But did I ever do a 1/35th scale SS tank? I don't think I did. I don't think I ever did. I have some SS troops. I have some SS troops from Combat Miniatures. Their SS troops are really, really early war. They have only the camo smocks, and they have their light machine guns are not MG34s. They're in the squad. They're the Czech ones, and they do not have MP40s. They have Bergmans, I think. It's kind of strange. So they'd be useful for France or something like that. France in 1940. Not everybody. There's riflemen and stuff like that. They basically look the same way they did when they invaded Russia. Field gray everything. They've got the palm tree smocks, and but some of them have some earlier weapons. Speak for yourself. I am waiting on the right time to spring piracy on the world again. Black Sails is a great television show about pirates. You would like it. I don't know. I don't know. My Cummins tire is going to be SS camouflage. I keep getting distracted and painting the camouflage keeps putting me off. Yeah. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem playing them. I'm just thinking, under what circumstances would I be likely to paint SS as opposed to just regular Wehrmacht? What, if I wanted to do something at Kursk or something? Maybe. The retaking Kharkov in March of 43, I don't know. They weren't really interesting in anything that they were in as much as the regular Wehrmacht stuff. maybe 12th, defending that airfield from the Canadians. There's a bad blood between those two. Well, I mean, it was more like there's bad blood, but yeah, because the freaking SS started it. You know, you murder a bunch of people and then, that surrender. Yeah, they're not gonna like you really well. Use masking tape, make the camouflage doable. Yeah. Okay. So here's a little symbol that we did. That's not very clear, is it? It's clearer. All right, what else we got left on this dude? Hopes? I guess we hadn't done the hose on this guy either. Let's put let's move him. Let's move on to the next one. I want to read more about these Tep horses and make sure that they had socks on the bottoms. I know they probably did, but I don't know why I'm thinking that maybe I don't want to do them and have to redo them. So, since we're on a kick of shields, these other two guys have shields as well. So let's do them. Let's do these guys next. But I'm glad you appreciated the humor. We enjoy it. We don't mean any harm. With all the stuff that's offensive out there, come on, man. Ours is like super light. And as soon as you don't do my kind of humor, then the next thing is, oh, you do even less, and then you do even less, and then you do even less, and somebody, you get backed into a corner. I grew up with stuff like Don Rickles and stuff. I love ethnic humor. It's my favorite kind. You look at comedians now, and they're just nasty. Stand-up comedians are just nasty, freaking sexual problems. And it's just like that's all it is. It's like, well, we can do that. Everybody's got a penis. We can talk about that. Come on, man. I grew up. You could make fun of different ethnicities, and not one's better than the other, but just the generalities. That's what I grew up listening to. Don't mean any harm. Oh well. If you don't like it, there's a whole bunch of other channels you can go on there. You'll tank me later. Oh. What color horse will this guy be? Let's do a reddish one. Well, a little reddish. I'll show you what I mean. Lewis Black cracks me up. I think he's hilarious too. He's an angry comic, and I like those guys. I like him. Yeah, he's funny. And I like people that everybody's fair game. It's not like, well, I only make fun of certain people. I only make fun of people on one side of the political aisle. Oh, no. Everybody's fair game. Everybody's fair game. This is make fun of each other and all get along, That's how it used to be. What happened? What the hell happened? Well, I'm not going to change, so you guys only have to put up with my nonsense another 50 years or so, and then I'll be gone too. I'm going to hell and taking all you guys with me. Speaking of friendly picking-ons, where the hell is Rick? I don't know. How's that saying I heard one time? If he was up your ass eating a bowl of grits, you'd know where he was. Do they have Happy Meals in hell, Tony? That's the only restaurant they have is McDonald's. You know what? McDonald's, I hear, is still the best Scottish food. I don't know. I've never had Scottish food, and I had a friend of mine who used to say that Scottish food was created on a dare. The Irish place next to the convention. What's the name of it? What is it called? Well, it's soft Irish because it's, probably not real Irish food. What's it called? Annie O'Leary's, Annie O'Malley's, something like that. They had some great freaking fish and chips. Great freaking fish and chips. They actually reduced their menu. They had a really good Reuben last time we went. Nope, no longer available. I'm like, what the hell? So I had to find something else. Found fish and chips. Man, it was awesome. Now, usually I don't like eating things that basic. I like stuff that's a little bit more complex. But that was some good stuff. Had a good time, even though it was, wasn't the turnout I was expecting. Everything turned out really well. It's a long trip, but it doesn't feel like a 13-hour trip. It feels like, I don't know, 6 maybe? 6 hours? So, it was the first time I ever went. I didn't get hoarse. I didn't get sick. And I mean, I don't mean COVID. I mean, I didn't get a common cold. You get a common cold when you're around people that, don't wash, and et cetera. Don't wash your hands. So, hunted horses wear socks. I read one time that it's really unusual for a horse not to have either all socks or one sock or a star on their forehead. It was very, very rare for a horse to be all of one skin tone and not have kind of like a birthmark, so to speak. Socks in that respect. And once you start looking at those things, you can't unsee them. Like you'll see horses in real life that'll have 3 socks. Like one of the legs, for whatever reason, doesn't have the white towards the bottom, and you can't paint it that way because it looks very, very awkward, like you missed one. Even though in real life it's a common occurrence. It just takes a lot of balls, I think, to paint it that way, and it just doesn't. Just some things you just don't look right. Some things that just don't look right, even when you do them. It says, "Well, you're supposed to paint in this color," and you're like, something's off about this. Something's off. So sometimes you just kind of have to go with your own interpretation. And drugs. Humor's all about drugs and sexual shit. Weird, like, deviant crap. That, you know, if you're in it, that's fine. Why do you gotta tell the whole world about it? You know? And drugs. I don't like drug humor. I can't relate to it at all. I can't. I like to say I've learned everything I know about drugs from watching Narcos Mexico. I don't know shit about drugs. Caffeine, alcohol. Actually, I know a lot about alcohol. And I don't even drink that much. I just think it's really interesting, you know? I think it's really interesting. Actually, last cruise I was on, I was talking to folks about alcohol, and we're just kind of hanging out with other folks. And some guy says, "How do you know so much about alcohol, Tony?" I said, "Yeah, because I don't drink freaking Bud Light all day long, you know." You gotta expand your horizons a little bit there, folks. You know. Got to read something that's not on the back of a can, you know? Well, I can't think of any nationality or group that I wouldn't play. I mean, obviously I have my preferences, but somebody says, okay, you got to play the so-and-sos. I'll be like, okay. I don't have a problem playing other people and trying to get them to win, too. I've got no problem with that. What did you end up with for your shields? Any good design? Talking about these guys? Oh yeah, there's some stuff out there. See how these turn out. Yeah. These two are the same. It's the same exact figure. You won't do Vietnam. Had 4 uncles who fought there. I get it. Fair enough. You know? Fair enough. Your Mongol army is overwhelmingly ugly shades of brown. Horses, 1/2 with sock patterns, even number of socks, odd numbered sock legs were considered unlucky. Interesting. Interesting. No threes and singles, huh? By the Mongols or the people that they raped and pillaged? You'd be sitting there going, oh shit, here comes this Mongol to come and rape and pillage us. And he has an odd number of socks on his horse. Oh, we're screwed now. Nice design makes the two figures seem like different figures. Exactly. Exactly. You got it. That's the whole point. Yep. And they won't be on the same stand. They'll be on 2 different stands. So it's just to fool you. You know? It's to fool you. Which is why I don't like when you get figures sometimes that have a really weird pose. Like, you know, a guy maybe that's holding a spear and it's out, like, he's looking to the left and the spear's like up to the right. Like, I don't want to have anything to do with you. We got in a big fight last night and we're just not going to get along. You know, it's like, dude, it's a spear, man. You know, you don't need to, you know, be that, emotional about it. So if you got a figure that's in a weird pose like that, it's okay to have one or two in your whole army, not like 20. You know. Optical misdirection. That's right. What's this over here? You know. Exactly. As opposed to, like, as I like to call it, an optical delusion. Yep. One guy had commented on my video that he didn't see any ACW stuff. And I think I saw it at least once, and he was like, yeah, people are just probably afraid of playing ACW. Hell no, I want to play the Confederates, because I can do the accents. I can have people rolling all day long. I just don't like the period. I don't like the uniforms. I don't like the hairstyles. I don't like that everybody's American. That's boring. I got no problem playing the bad guys, the racists, the rapists, whatever it is that you're doing. As long as it's a real conflict. Like, I think somebody made some kind of a post a couple of years ago that they had some game where your objective was something. It wasn't this exactly. I'm making this up, but it was something along the lines of child molesters break into a school and they have to, like, catch children. Something along that lines, or it was like a school shooting or something like that. And you had to try. I'm like, yeah, that's bad. That's not. You don't need to play those games in public. You know what I'm saying? That's not good. I saw you playing DBN. I did. I did enjoy it, and especially because they started using base widths. So Mitch and Joel has a bunch of DBN figures, and the good thing about DBN is you can finish a battle in an evening. It's not like, well, we got to play it 3 more evenings and you're burned out. And they switched to playing with base widths instead of inches, and that made everything better. So instead of moving 3 inches, you move 3 base widths. So instead of being 3 times 25.4 millimeters, it's 3 times 40 millimeters that you move. So cavalry and stuff feel more cavalry-like, And what Joel did is probably exactly what I would have done. I think he put all of his infantry stands. I have 8 figures on them, 2 rows, and they're painted like certain units, and the units are actually labeled on the bottom. This is the 12th Grenzers or whatever, and they look really good. And yeah, and he mixed in the figures. So, like, most of them are lion, but if they have like a different pom pom or feather or something like that for the lights, he'd paint like one figure that was lights and a couple of them that were other things in there. So I like how he went about the mentality of trying to capture all of the different uniforms within the 8 within that regiment. I think that's what it's based around, is regiments. But I do enjoy it. It's just not my period, but I do enjoy it. I would rather play a DBN, which is kind of a generic type of Napoleonic game, than play something like Flames of War with World War II. I can't have that kind of, making generic of my favorite period. So I think I'm going to need to get some coffee here in a moment. Let's go ahead and break for that. I'll be right back. How many folks have been on here? 6. Welcome, welcome. Be right back, folks. Okay. Nobody left. I feel like I owe you guys something controversial for waiting. You're not going to get anything more controversial than you always get from me, so I like to think I'm consistent. I don't like to pretend I'm somebody that I'm not. Be one way on film and then in real life I'm a different person. It's too difficult. It's too difficult. Be true to yourself. Man, I really like painting horses. I really do. I never painted a single horse until I played DBA. I mean, I guess I could have had horse-drawn stuff if I was doing World War II, but who sits there and paints horse-drawn troops for World War II? No, my Forged in Battle, I checked on it today. I ordered it on the day after we went to the battleship. So that would have been Wednesday of last week, and they shipped it 2 days ago. So I suspect, that that I'll get it early next week. I would think something like that. We'll do a grandiose unboxing, and and compare them side by side with these guys, and I expect them to be grand. So, if they look anything like the pictures online, they'll be wonderful. Italian cavalry or Soviet cavalry? So, a buddy of mine that I was doing World War II stuff, he had Russian cavalry. He had Russian cavalry, but we never played with them. We didn't play much. We didn't play we didn't play like Mitch and I, which is just, that's too much. That's just unusual as hell to be playing. Most groups I think meet like once a month, right? Not every week. So I wouldn't want to get together just once a month because, like, oh, it's once a month. Oh shit, I can't come this time to play. Now you gotta wait another month. Like, that stinks. That's no good. Forged in battle Polish reigns. Their cavalry looks great. And everybody likes the Poles. I'm not saying that as you guys are stupid for liking the Poles. I mean, the Poles are cool. Even the Poles even made Spitfires look even better because I love their little symbol. That's just the little squares, like the little mini Purina. Well, the Purina's 5, but little red and white squares. Everybody likes the Poles. .15mm forged in battle. Ancients are excellent castings. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I got them when there was a 20% discount, which basically translated to free shipping. So once I found out that they didn't have them, no, when I ordered them after I did the walk around at the convention and saw if there wasn't anything like that. So all my Huns are going to be Gladiator and Forged in Battle. So, Mr. Kevin, Mr. Tamga, weren't the Mongol ponies that tan color with black socks, mane and tail? I think they look great. They do. That's why I've held off on doing socks on these guys. I want to make sure that I want to see if there's examples with them in socks and everything. Hopefully there is, but maybe we could do a higher proportion of the darker ones. Like the early part of the war when the armies were relatively even in equipment. You think Russia-Polish War in the 20s would be better to do than World War II? Well, you're probably like me. You've done World War II before. I don't know that I want to do World War II again. I've done it a lot. I think Russian Civil War would be interesting. I know Nordic can get into that, where lots of Russians on all sides. Well, look at it from your standpoint. Russians are always dying. I think Russian Civil War would be really cool. Because you got cavalry, you got armored cars. You got armored cars that look like, they got those bicycle-style wheels on them and shit like that. International brigades, the Poles. White Russians. I think it would be cool. I definitely think it would be cool. Armored trains, if you're into that. That'd be real easy to avoid. Like, just attack where the train isn't. It's not like it can react quickly. What color trappings are we going to do on this horse? I guess you probably need to do light ones just to stand out. Same figures for Russian Civil War as Russian-Polish War. Yeah. Yeah, a couple years in between them. I'd be interested in doing a lot of stuff just so you could learn about a lot of different stuff. You know? And then, as I like to say, participate. Participate by rolling dice. That's funny. I wasn't yawning until I started having coffee. What's in this stuff? A sedative? What is this? Poor man's caffeine? Is there any conflict you wouldn't be interested in doing? You know, the whole reason I do Civil War for me is my hero guy. He made all the figures. I just paint his stuff. But the main thing against that one is that both sides are American. That's of all of the reasons that I would not be interested. That's the biggest reason I'm not interested in doing it, is because it's all Americans. You know, because if I could take something like, you know, Lace Wars or, you know, War of Austrian Succession, like, okay, I'm not really interested in how that stuff looks like, you know, with those fake wigs and shit like that. But you know, as opposed to real wigs. But at least it's different nationalities, you know. Is there a popular game system for the period after DBA 3.0? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Phil did, what did he call the Horse, Foot, and Guns? That covers, I think, 1700 all the way into Napoleonics or something like that. Plenty of conflicts I wouldn't be interested in gaming. World War IV. All the armies have sticks and stones. They make figures for that. A game with Cro-Magnons and Neanderthals and mammoths and shit. That would be fun. I think that'd be a lot of fun. You know? What do they got those set of rules called? Tusk? I don't know if they're any good, but I've seen them. I saw them at the show. But, you know, you have your tribe of Neanderthals. Sabertooth. That'd be pretty cool. Be something different. You can make like noises and shit like that while you're playing. Hey, that's a plus. Hey, we all have different reasons to play games. Might just be to have, you know, outbursts and nobody says anything about them because they're, you know, they're part of the game. You think the West versus the Ottomans is very interesting. I agree with you. I agree with you. I think the Ottomans are really interesting. I think the Ottomans are really interesting. I actually like the Middle Eastern armies a lot. I think they could be very, very colorful. And once you get past the point that a lot of the leaders' names look almost the same from each other, just depends where you get the Al and the Ibn in their name. Other than that, I think that they're really pretty cool. They're really pretty cool. I don't want to, you know, live under any of them, but you know, that kind of goes without saying. I don't want to live under any of the rulers of any of these DBA army lists. They're way too restrictive for my taste. Raquel Welch wearing a fur bikini. What was that movie? Caveman. Remember that old piece of shit movie, Caveman? I haven't seen it since I was 11 years old or something like that. You said fur bikini, that's what I remembered of. I haven't seen that movie, whatever that is. But I think that would be cool, you know, to play, you know, that kind of stuff. I keep thinking that. I keep fantasizing, literally, I do have Ottomans. 1 million BC. I do have Ottomans, and they do terrible. But I love how I absolutely love how they look. They are a big hoot. I keep looking at this. I keep looking at this lexicon and going, if I was unemployed and had more free time, I would paint up fantasy stuff for this and play some kind of a DBA Hordes of the Things type campaign, because everything's here. Everything's here. You've got, it's historical fantasy. You've got, everything is there. And you wouldn't have to make anything. You'd have kind of the basis for stuff. I think it would be really, really cool to do this as the setting for a DBA style game. Build different armies and stuff like that for it. Using the 15 millimeter fantasy stuff that's available. And it'd be even cooler because you could use that paint thing I was talking about. That where you could do the paintings design with the prompts, so you could do like backgrounds and stuff for it. I think it would be really, really cool. I think it'd be really, really cool. The problem is, as the saying goes, I can't be into everything. I could be into it, but then it's gonna compromise how fast I can get this stuff done. So, is it really worth it? No, because I'll end up having to build stuff for both sides. It would be really cool looking. But I think that venue would be really, really neat. So I was thinking about that the other day, and I went on a search, and I found out something I did not know. And maybe some of you guys don't know it either. That's why I'm bringing it up. The book, I don't know, it's set in... there's knights with armor, but there's also, like, magic. Like, the country that looks kind of like France has, like, dragons running around, but there aren't dragons everywhere. Some of it seems like it's like classical Greece, and some of it seems like it's medieval. So it's just like a mixture of different things. But if you read on there like what the backstory is, it says it's like 15,000 BC or something like that. So it's kind of a horseshit timeline, to be honest with you. But it's really, really cool. I guess there's some orcs and stuff in there as well. So, square bases or round bases for Lion Rampant? I don't know what it's required. If you could do either one, I definitely prefer round. Because you're doing individual basing. If you give me a choice, I don't want to paint a square base with one guy on it. You're drooling over all these Fireforge and Perry figures. I just can't get excited about plastic figures. I just can't. There's just something about heft. I agree. I think that'd be a fun game too, Nordic. They were running a game like that at the con with the whole setup. I think it's called War Gods of something. War Gods of... What do I want to say? War Gods of Egyptius. Why do I want to say that? Something like that. They're running it. It was a company called Crocodile Games. They had a nice setup there. I don't know if that game is worth a damn, but the setup that they had for it definitely was very pretty. Crocodile Games. Yeah, War Gods. Here it is. War Gods of Olympus, not Egyptians. Whatever. Drink. It's late. I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm only good till 10:30, and then I gotta. Yeah. War Gods of Olympus. Yeah, that's a better name. I picture a game playing out like Jason and the Argonauts, which I've never seen. I haven't avoided it, I just haven't seen it. The line rampant with multi-figure bases, random as units. Oh, yeah. Rick's got a whole bunch of alternative army stuff. He has like thousands on his channel. He's got a whole unboxing that he did one time. What did you get, like 3,000 figures or something like that? Maybe it was only 1,000. But that was pretty cool. You could probably use those figures exactly however they're based. Rick, you'd probably play your own game with the stuff you have there. I thought Lion Rampant was pretty cool. I really did. And I don't have much experience playing the Osprey games. That one seemed to be okay. 1115 millimeter from alternative armies. Yeah, there you go. That owner is a nice guy too. They heard about the problem that I ended up having with. I ended up when I was doing my Hungarians. I ended up having an issue with the with the with the war wagons that I had ordered that I had gotten from Noble. Not is it Noble Knight? Yeah, Noble Knight. I bought them from Noble Knight, and the package was missing some pieces, and I didn't have to contact Alternative Armies. They contacted me and sent me another 2 war wagons. So that was super nice of them. So I didn't even contact them. Noble Knight just kind of shrugged their shoulders and were kind of unresponsive when I told them, "Hey, this is like open." And Alternative Armies went ahead and I bought from them a couple of times since then. So I fully support them. They have some older school figures. I don't have a problem with those, and I've been gifted many of the tabletop figures, so they fit in just fine. I don't mind buying more of them. So paying some chumps. Yeah. Pennies would probably work fine. The only problem I see with pennies is because they're metal, they're going to have a hard time, the paint sticking to them, so they're going to tend to scuff up more. If you can visualize what I'm saying, than if it was like a wooden stand. I saw a lot of people doing 20 millimeter wood stands. Those are pretty small. That's pretty diminutive. Maybe if you're doing like kobolds or little guys, might work. Oh yeah. Oh. Sorry. So if I yawn on the camera, you guys go across and you see it on the internet. Does it make you yawn too? Which reminds me, I gotta order Lidco bases. I'm almost out of 40 by 30s. Just been kicking too much ass. Yawning is a party foul. Well, in my defense, I've been up since 3:30. I woke up at 3:30 and was up for like an hour. And then ended up sleeping for like half an hour and then woke up at my normal time. So. Let's see, where's the rest of that core color? Here? Okay. .15mm Age of Musketry. I could get into having Russians, Prussians, and Austrians for 7 Years' War, but I don't know. It'd be more of a reason to like learn about the period than anything else. You know? That's the way I look at it. Let me play the period so I can learn more about it. So did you guys find out what's happening on Sunday? One of us might get hit upside the head with a Chinese booster rocket or some shit like that. I saw that on the news. So there's people running around, buying water or something like that. Incoming Chinese booster rocket. When you get around the Polonac area, I'm starting with 1909 Danube, which was Austria versus France. Christopher Duffy has some good books on 7 Years' Wars. Yeah. Welcome, Jeremy. Welcome back. Welcome back. See, I expect these guys are probably Forge and Battle guys will show up, early next week. Certainly by this time next week, they should be here, I would think. 1809 campaign is the best. Yeah. I like me some Austrians with those German helmets. Those look cool. I don't care how ineffective they were. That's irrelevant. I'm a painter. Damn it. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. How long have I been on here? An hour? An hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, I need to get to bed before I have more coffee, and then it'll be like I did yesterday. Wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and can't sleep. But, well, we've got 2 guys done. Well, I'd have the hooves and stuff to put in. I'll see if I can, in my free time tomorrow, end up finding out about their socks and stuff on these horses. But Battles of Aspern Esseling. That the one that was like a big river in the. This somebody went to one Historicon one time, and this guy had this Napoleonic battle set up, almost like a diorama. And I want to say it was in the snow. It was snowy. And this river it wasn't like the river was freaking complicated. It wasn't like, here's your river running through the battlefield. It was like, there was a freaking island and it came back and doubled back. It was super, super complicated. Yeah, I bet that's the same battle. Mitch would know. All right, folk. We will talk to you soon, maybe even tomorrow. definitely Saturday morning. We'll do our normal standard fare Saturday morning, and we'll do an unboxing on those on these guys whenever they show up, the Forged and Battle guys. But I don't think they're going to be here until next week. So we're just going to keep playing. We've got painting. We've got 2 of the 8 already painted, and yeah, we'll just keep on keeping on. Thanks for stopping by, folks. We'll see you soon.